This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp.
So the purpose of the manual testing is to test each of the user storage, find out bugs, create bugs. Once the bug is fixed, retest the functionality based on the bugs. Look at this. It's the organic way of written, but this is how the manager wants to know, basically, right? This is exactly the wording they want to hear. Manual testing covers the major functionality testing, such as positive, negative, sanity, smoke, and the regression. There is a lots of type of testing. I can tell you a lot, many, okay? But before you start the manual test, a proper process and procedure has to be followed. Understanding user story, look at this. We go back to the basic. Prepare the test data, prepare test cases. Test case has to be for positive testing, negative testing, integration testing, system testing, regression testing, and many more, right? How? Based on your environment, your team will decide what type of testing, what else type of testing you will have to perform. Not limited, not unlimited. It's based on your environment, your project team, or your testing manager, testing lead will be deciding. Go next. Okay, so as I mentioned, what is the manual testing? Why we do this? When we do this? Where we do this? Advantage. Manual testing is something we are doing manually. Why we do this? This is the very fundamental steps after the functionality is being developed. When you do this, immediately, okay, immediately the developer push the code, developer do the manual testing too, right? And the DevOps engineer deployed, and then immediately QA start testing. But of course, before they do the testing, look at this. They have a STLC, software testing lifecycle. They actually create the test case template, test plan, and the parameter. They do everything behind the scene, preparing everything else, while developer is developing. And that's the game of the Scrum. In the Scrum, you cannot sit idle. You have to keep working. You have to be like the process is a must in the Scrum framework. Okay. So while developer is developing, you have to do all the things you saw in the STLC. Except the execution, all other things you should be able to do. Especially for the backend, you can do a lot of things. Advantage, disadvantage, and how to test the manual will be going to show here. But very important, very important. You have to know this, because this is where everything. If you want to become a good quality assurance, you have to know the manual testing ins and outs. If you want to become a best quality assurance analyst, you have to understand the requirements very well. If you understand the requirements very well, you have to understand the big picture. You have to understand the effect. End of the day, the project, they are all interconnected with one another. Okay, let's go next.